Metal Gear Solid has always been a series of continual growth and evolution of its principal ideas and gameplay mechanics. So it was no surprise that in 2004, when Metal Gear Solid 3 Snake Eater was released, I was excited to try out a game in the series that took a step into the past rather than the future, with both its story elements and gameplay. Not to mention that now we got to play as the catalyst of the series, Big Boss. Or for this mission, shall we say, Naked Snake. Considering the game is set during the Cold War, the theme of the title is very different from its predecessors. After watching the bombastic Halo jump intro and settling into the jungle underneath, we learn that there's a lot different in this game. First of all, there's no radar, or at least the ones you have are very basic and require batteries to power. You do have a tranquilizer gun, but its suppressor breaks with continued use. You have a backpack which stores equipment, you can equip camo to blend into your environment, and interestingly there's also a new bar under our life gauge, the stamina bar. Every strenuous action Snake does, ranging from hanging from bridges, engaging soldiers in CQC, climbing trees or swimming, causes Snake to lose stamina. Low stamina makes Snake slower moving, slower in regenerating health, and even gives him stomach grumbles which alert enemies to his presence. And let's not forget that the jungle is a dangerous place, not just because of the poisonous snakes and crocodiles, but also the enemy soldiers. Soldiers in this game have much better vision than those of games of old, and the only way to avoid them is to adapt to your surroundings. Plus, if you use too much stamina working your way through an area, you can always hunt the local wildlife such as snakes, frogs, hell even the crocodiles for food, so that you can restore your stamina. Now the first part of the game is the Virtuous mission, where Snake is tasked with rescuing Soviet rocket scientist Nikolai Stepanovich Sokolov and facilitate his defection to the US. This mission acts as a nice contained experience which doles out a few of the basic concepts of the gameplay. No boss fights, but it's very similar to the tanker mission from Metal Gear Solid 2 in its intent. Plus it also establishes a few key characters such as our support team of Major Zero, Paramedic and the boss, Colonel Volgin, the main antagonist of the game, the Cobra unit, our rite of passage alternative to Foxhound or Dead Cell, and of course one of the most interesting aspects of the game, young Revolver Ocelot. Though after finding Sokolov, things go badly. Snake runs into the Ocelot unit and teaches them a lesson, and even spots a new experimental weapon, the Shagohod, developed by Sokolov, which, you know, complicates things. But soon after he also runs into the boss. You know, the one who's not supposed to be on the mission? She explains she's defected to the Soviet Union and allied herself with Colonel Volgin, the Ocelots, and even brought along her crack team of the Cobras to help out. She also gives Volgin a portable nuclear warhead, the Davy Crockett, breaks Snake's arm and throws him off a bridge, and overall completely ruins the mission. Oh, and Volgin blows up the Shagohod research facility just to create more tension between the US and USSR. Fast forward a week and Snake's arm is better, and he's sent back to the mission site under Operation Snake Eater. His new objectives? Rescue Sokolov, find out what's happened to the Shagohod, then destroy it, and finally, eliminate the boss. Plus we also get some new contacts to help us on our mission, Sigint, our weapons expert, plus Adam and Eva, Soviet agents sent by Khrushchev to help us on our mission. Now what I like about this game more than anything is Snake's journey from a capable but naive soldier into a grizzled veteran, especially when you contrast him to Solid Snake. There are genuine moments in this game where we get a really good insight into Snake's personality. From the moment we see him smile at the sight of a beehive to drop on an enemy soldier, to his discomfort talking to Eva when she tries to seduce him, Snake, or shall we say Jack, is a much more likeable character than his eventual transformation into a series antagonist. The Cobra unit continue to block Jack's path as a means for the boss to test him by making him overcome overwhelming odds to forge him into a soldier of adversity. And what I like about these bosses is you can even try to tranquilize them rather than kill them for bonus camouflage which have their own unique abilities. There are also a lot of unique set pieces which up the ante of the game's overall appeal. I mean, the torture scene where Snake loses his eye is grimy, gritty and harrowing. The moments with Snake and Eva go from endearing, tender and tragic. Boss fights like the end make the game this huge cat and mouse game where we're continually questioning which is the cat and which is the mouse. Cameos such as Rydenovich Rykov or Granin's plans for the Metal Gear project really flesh out and cement this game as the origin of the series. The Sorrow's Lake of the Dead is creepy and eerie, making you think about the soldiers and animals you've killed throughout your mission. The ending chase scenes are incredibly fun, with Harry Gregson Williams' bombastic soundtrack just makes them incredibly energetic and exciting. Even some of the weirder moments are quite good, in their own way. I'm still in a dream, big ladder. Oh, and that's not even mentioning the bloody cutscenes from the Japanese pachinko machines that Konami have made since the departure of Hideo Kojima from the franchise. I know there are a lot of games that people would love to have a remaster for to truly bring out more depths from the experience that only a new lick of paint can accomplish, but just look at these cutscenes in the Fox engine. I would kill for a chance to play an entire Metal Gear Solid 3 remaster if the graphics looked this bloody good. I mean, these are all of the boss sequences and most important fight scenes. The work's done! You had to waste it, Konami. You couldn't just give us a new Snake Eater game, you had to shoehorn it into a bloody gambling machine. Konami, the destroyer of dreams. Plus, more than any Metal Gear Solid game, I found the characters in this title to be the most interesting.
Keep up the fine work, sir.
There's always been banter on the codec with characters such as Mei Ling, Otacon or Pliskin, but I love the moments with Major Zero talking about his affection for afternoon tea or James Bond films.
Ah, you're wearing the chocolate chip pattern.
Makes sense, but why'd you call it chocolate chip?
'Cause that's what it reminds me of.
What?
Those little round cookies that Major's always snacking on?
They're not cookies, they're scones.
Uh-oh, here we go again. Talk to you later, Snake.
Paramedic telling Jack that vultures eat human flesh even after, you know, you've eaten one.
They say the white-rumped vulture doesn't just eat animal carcasses. It eats human ones as well.
Is that so?
Yeah. So then if a person eats a white-rumped vulture, does that mean he's eating human meat too? What do you think?
Yeah, you had to tell me that after I ate one.
Or Sigint mocking the various face camouflages Snake finds throughout his mission really make the characters fun to engage with whenever you need a quick break from the action. And yes, Volgin in many ways is the epitome of a one-dimensional villain, but I think we can all agree that the boss, Ocelot, Eva and Jack all have compelling and complicated stories and emotional bonds which truly stand out even in this already narratively dense series. Especially the boss. In fact, I'd go as far as to say that this game is most probably my favourite in this series. I love the aesthetic of the game and the time period it's set. I love playing as the man who would become Big Boss, adding context to how he would begin to change his perspective on the military-industrial complex and what soldiers' places are in the world. Seeing Revolver Ocelot grow from a cocky novice of the GRU to an elite operative, or even seeing Jack's maturity grow as we progress is really interesting. And yes, Snake Eater can be goofy, it can be over the top, and it can be somewhat cliché in parts. But that's part of the charm of the game, because despite those parts of the experience, there is no way to deny its impact where it occurs. No other game I can think of has such a sad ending to the story, with such punch due to the way the characters involved in the subjects explored coalesce to create a singular game with so much brilliant design, emotion and depth. And for that, I think it's only fair to say that Metal Gear Solid 3 Snake Eater may just be the greatest game of the saga.